Hello, welcome to this morning time taste challenge. It's a cold day, as we all know here in America. I have two 40% alcohol mezcals, Joven mezcals, young mezcals. This is Rayu, and it was introduced in 2017, and they got the mezcaleros photo here. It's Espadin, Joven, Espadin mezcal, Espadin agave. It is produced in Mexico for Pacific Edge Imports, and you can look at their website. They have a lot of different brands. Pacific Edge. Grupo Ubal, Oaxaca, Mexico. So I don't know if they're owned by Pacific Edge Imports or if they just have an import agreement with them and they'll handle the imports. 100% artisanal process, so claim it's all handmade. It's got handwritten codes on the back. It's not computer written. That's handwritten. This is actually a liter bottle. And I found this at Star. I think it was Star, and it was like $29, $28.99 for a liter. That's the deal. And that's right, it's 44%, not 40. Let me update. Something in my mind was telling me, look at that number. Yeah. That's a mistake, sorry. So 44% alcohol, and the Ojo de Tigre, which is coming up next, is 40%. 40%. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, so this is the Ojo de Tigre, introduced in 2018, only a year later. So 2017, 2018, regular size bottle, 750 milliliters. It claims it's artisanal, handmade. They use Espadin and Tobala agave, not just Espadin, but Espadin and Tobala. Roasting in a stone pit in a copper still, it's distilled. And they're unaged, so they don't go into a barrel, no wood treatment. Sort of like agave vodka. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like that, because vodka's unaged, but it's charcoal filtered. These, I don't know if I guess they're filtered, obviously. There's no sediment in them. I don't know if they use charcoal filtration, use some kind of filtration, chill filtering. So the process commonly used. This has got a flip cap. Pretty cool, huh? Never seen that with liquor before. Convenient if you want to reuse it, if you're a home brewer or something. Now, Rayu, twist cap, no cork. A lot of mine have cork, but a lot of them are synthetic corks, the neoprene. I think they only sell this in liters if I'm reading the website the website correctly. We're going to look at that. Yeah, they're both clear. So screen share time. So they show there's. Do they do something with the leaves instead of just discard them? I guess used for something, just like sugarcane. So it's a 1 liter. Yep, 1 liter bottle. Blanco / Joven, Angustifolia Haw, Espadin. The Latin word is Angustifolia Haw. The master mezcalero is Isaias Martinez Juan, Oaxaca State, the village of San Juan del Rio, St. John of the River, Tlacolula County. Growing period, 8 years they grow that plant. Distillations, they distill it twice in an underground conical pit is where it's roasted. They use a Tahona wheel pulled by a horse, a big limestone wheel, heavy. Pine wood vats, and they're fermenting it in pine wood vats. Copper still. See, I think vodka, I was talking about vodka earlier, that's fermented in big stainless steel vats because they don't want to touch wood. No. Copper still. There you go. Upon tasting, we yet complex flavors of fruits such as banana, mango, pineapple, and a touch of caramel. Believe me, I tasted that. A fresh presence of aromatic herbs and spices, rosemary, mint, pepper, and violets. Encloses the mezcal's diverse flavors. The aftertaste offers earth tones, roots, and a citric, fruity explosion and invites you to sip. Now, there's also an ensemble de maguey. And they use an ensemble of so I have not seen that one around. There's Isaiah Martinez. Process. Agave, that's Espadin agave. Very dry and each agave has different properties. The agave plant, there's the piñas, the hearts, the pineapple. Three new categories, according to 1994 law. Mezcal is cooked pit ovens, elevated stone ovens, and autoclaves. Diffuser under review. Artisanal mezcal, pit ovens. An ancestral mezcal, the old style, is pit ovens. And then they go into the grinding, the type of fermentation, and the distillation. They cook it. Then they mill it. There's the bone smashing the agaves after they've been roasted. In other words, they make a wine from it, agave wine, and use copper pot stills to turn it into a distillate. NOM regulated mezcals must use 2 distillations. After the first distillation, mezcal ordinario is obtained, and that's basic. After the second distillation, the first liquid which comes from the still is called the head, and the final liquid out is called the tails. These are cut, disposed of, because they contain superior alcohols which negatively impact the flavor. Or somebody uses the heads and tails to produce products. And then the bottling, and so you can read it. There's the Blanco, no aging, Reposado, rested 12 months, and Añejo is a year or more aged. There are other types made in distillation process, which can include avocado, and meat, turkey, rabbit, and quail. Mezcal contains turkey. So they've got, like other liquors, they got flavored ones, which would be like a liqueur. Can you imagine turkey flavored mezcal liqueur? Wow. Ojo de Tigre Tobala, and Espadin tequila. There's a small 375 milliliter flip top and the 750 milliliter flip top. Tiger's Eye was an amulet. They might make an añejo also because I saw that online. They're not showing it on the website. John Mallory says, good morning, Mr. J. Morning to you, John Mallory. Michael says, good morning, Ron. Clinking the mugs. Good morning to you, Michael. It's getting cloudy, very cloudy. Cold front did not really bring clear skies, just brought cold, but not clear sky. Well, the clouds and the dampness will keep the temperature down. It won't get as cold. You see, so that will help. got to 31, not enough to freeze pipes or anything, but temperature's climbing now, 32. Probably really warmer than that outside. Can't necessarily trust AccuWeather. It's not always that accurate. But it's close, but it's not quite. West Tennessee, around Memphis. Ooh, yikes, smoking and clinking the mugs. Okay. I've been into a lot of West Tennessee. So they're saying 34 on this other Bing. I think Bing uses Weather Channel. Yeah, I think it's more like 34 than 31. I don't even know if it ever really got to freezing, honestly. They said it did. I'm not sure if it actually did. Okay, maybe, barely. All right. Which is fine with me. Did I mix these up? If I didn't, I can't remember which is which anyway. All right. Put some light on the subject. Good. Vegetative with smoke. John Mallory. My family was from the Tennessee sharpshooters, migrated to California. I don't know who the Tennessee sharpshooters are, but I get the impression they were good at firing rifles. All right. Yeah, not much aroma here. A little vegetative. And over here, Warrior Forge says drinking in the AM. Well, I'm not really drinking. I wouldn't drink in the morning. That would be kind of counterproductive. But I will taste things in the morning. I don't see any problem with tasting. I'm smelling at this point. So yeah, not a lot of aroma and some smoky. And if I remember correctly, and I woke up at like 2:40 a.m. So this is like afternoon for me. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. This I remember was pretty smoky. But let's see. Let us see here on this cloudy, cold winter day. Cold in Florida this morning. Really, you must be in North Florida. Warrior Forged. So we got black pepper, spiced vegetative substance, i.e. agave. Oh, Jacksonville. Yeah, North Florida. University of Jacksonville Dolphins. Jacksonville Jaguars. We have a highway that runs from New Orleans all the way to Jacksonville. 2 highways. What am I saying? Interstate 10, which is the new highway, and the old interstate, United States Highway 90, which runs to Jacksonville Beach, Florida. That was started in 1926. 10 wasn't even completed till the mid 90s. Jaguars. Yeah, well, the Saints are bad too, so don't feel too bad. I like this vegetative black pepper feel. I think it's the Ojo de Tigre. And then, of course, they have the famous bowl game. The Gator Bowl. We have a lot of alligators here. And Florida always hosts Georgia for their matchup every year in Jacksonville. Somebody said it's a neutral site. I said, how's it neutral if it's in Florida? Not neutral. It's a home game. It's like Oklahoma at Texas. They always play it in Dallas in the old Cotton Bowl Stadium. Well, it's not a neutral site. Texas. University of Texas playing in Texas. That's a home game, not at their home stadium, but their home state. But if you want to get techno, let's get back to the tasting. Sweeter, more peppery over here. Either one is, but neither one is coming across smoky. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, if you say, "Man, I'm into the mezcal. Mezcal is my thing because I love that smoke, the smoke, the smoke." Well, you would be disappointed, because neither one of these has really any smoke character. There may be a wisp of it, but that's questionable, honestly. These are more vegetative. Succulent plant, agave succulent plant. That's how they make the product. They squeeze the juice out of it, just like sugarcane when they make rum. So they take sugarcane, they squeeze the juice out of the plant and make the rum from the juice. Mezcal, they roast it first because they found that works better, obviously. Then they squeeze the juice out of the roasted heart, piña, and they process it. Same general principle. Now, when they make the sugarcane rum, when they make the rum, do they make a wine first from the molasses? They ferment it. Yeah, they make a wine. I don't know what it would taste like. Sugar wine. I don't know what that would be like. Maybe they sell it. I would not know. They sell the rum like craziness. I wanted to go to that Bacardi distillery tour if I ever went to Puerto Rico, but you know what I found out? They don't take you on the tour of the distillery. They let you have the Bacardi experience. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm paying $40 for an experience. I'll just go buy $40 worth of Bacardi rum and experience it at home. Yeah, that's no good, man. If I go on a road trip or an overseas trip to go see a distillery or a brewery, I want to see the brewery. I went to Anheuser-Busch Brewery in St. Louis. They showed us the brewery. Houston, I did the Brewmasters tour. It was expensive, but they took me for 2 hours into the laboratory, let me taste Bud Light out of the aging tank, which, by the way, it tastes way better than the Bud Light after it's been pasteurized. Miller Brewery in Milwaukee, they take you inside the brewery. You got to climb up ladders and everything. Climb up stairs, not ladders. But Sazerac House in New Orleans, take you into the distillery. Buffalo Trace Brewery, Distillery in Frankfort, Tennessee. Kentucky, they take you into the distillery. Barton 1792 tour, it took me into the distillery. So it was extensive. I want to see how the stuff is made. FX Matt. Went to FX Matt. Got to see the distilling operations. I don't want to see some experience like where somebody's going to tell me, and then he did this, and then he did that. I'm like, I can read that online. I don't need to pay $40 to hear about this. And I'm unanimous in that. All right, so drier, I think. This one's drier, I think. Maybe my thinking is incorrect. That one's pretty dry too. They have sweetness to them. There is a sweetness component. Yet, on the other hand, they're both generally dry. Generally, but not, absolutely dry. The Bears want to talk to McCarthy. Well, the Bears are used to losing, so they might want to continue that trend. Jaguars fire Peterson. That may not make any difference, but it won't hurt. You know what I mean? You're in a situation where you may not get any better, but you can't really get worse. Winning 3 or 4 games a year is not really going to entice people to buy season tickets. Now, if I lived in Jacksonville, probably would buy. I probably would buy season tickets, or win or lose, it wouldn't matter to me. I would just go. I don't buy season tickets for the Saints because it is 31 miles from here, and it's a big hassle to go on a Sunday. Yeah, I just don't. If I lived in New Orleans, I would, because they gave me a season ticket deal once. They were offering me. They kept contacting me. Don't you want to buy them? I'm like, nah. But of course, I've been to many games. Just hadn't been in years, though. 7 years, 8 years. That's all right. I know what it's like. They play a lot of loud music. I go to more Tulane. I'm more into college football, honestly. They play less loud music, although they play too much. But they have a band, it's nice to hear the band playing instead of all this like hip hop music, which I'm not against per se. I just don't want to hear it, especially when it's blowing my ears out. I just got an old St. Louis Blues jersey when I was 6. Now I'm 40. Well, it's a nice thing to have for the last 34 years. Pastor Don Elborn says, yeah, I have done the Bacardi Distillery tour in Puerto Rico. Just could look at the distillery from the balcony of another building. See what I'm saying? Why would I pay $40 to do that? Answer, I would not. So, to each his own. Now, they got a tour. You could pay $80. It's called the Tasters Tour. You could pay $80 and go to the Bacardi Distillery in Puerto Rico. And you don't get to see the distillery, but you get to taste some Bacardi rums for $80. I'm like, I think I could buy a whole lot of Bacardi rum varieties for $80. Bacardis are not expensive. They have expensive varieties. Like any distiller, they make private reserve stuff that's $300-400. But generally, you could buy a lot of Bacardi for $80. I'm not going to sit there and go, I know what rum tastes like. I don't need to do that. That doesn't excite me. Might excite you. I understand. Good morning, says Alex. Good morning to you, clinking the mugs. All right, getting down to it. This is tough. This is tough. This is tough. Yeah, we did the Tasters Tour, tasted a lot of different stuff. Theoretically, I would like to do that, but not for $80. You understand? If I ever go to Puerto Rico, I guess since I'm not going to do that tour, I would just go to grocery stores and buy beer. Hopefully singles, but maybe if I had to buy a few packs, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to be passed out on the street. I'm not going to be like Captain Willard in Apocalypse Now, in the hotel room. I'm not going to be like that. But, I would try them. I would probably do some reviews. I went to Hawaii last year. You saw the videos. I went to Hawaii last year, and I did videos in the hotel room. I wanted to go by the pool, but then they had a sign, no beverages by the pool. I was like, okay, I don't want trouble with these people. So I just sat on that nice couch and reviewed all these beers I bought in Hawaii. It was very pleasant, very enjoyable. Didn't cost me $80. Didn't cost me $50. Didn't cost me $40. All right. And they were very good. The worst one I had was a B. The worst beer I bought was a B. In other words, the worst beer I found was good, and it went up. Good, very good, excellent, most excellent. That was a good trip. Well, for that, some of the trip was bad. Like all the homeless bums on the street that were not begging you for money. No. They were demanding that you give them money. In Puerto Rico, they had a Abita neon sign at the gas station. Really? Abita Brewing? Well, that's good to know. Yeah. Smokiness? Nah. Nope. I'm afraid not. Enjoyment level is high. Very well made product. Don't know which one it is. Let me taste this one and see if I can figure it out. So I've been to all 50 states. Didn't see much of Montana, but I did see a little. I'm saying North Dakota. I saw a little bit, like the highway, you know, but I was there. I went to Nebraska. I went to Nebraska City and I ate at Hardee's. But I've been to Nebraska. I ate at Hardee's. I ate a hamburger. I ate fries. But other states, you know, I've been to deep into the state, you know, like New York and everything. But I've been to all 50, Hawaii, Alaska, and all the 48 continental states. Now, Puerto Rico, no, I haven't been there. Haven't been to the U.S. Virgin Islands. Somebody asked me yesterday, Sign, you said, you're going to go to Guam? I said, oh, no, that's too far. It's too far away. It's the other side of the world. Been to some of the British realms of King Charles III, Canada. He's the King of Canada. Been to United Kingdom, King of England. Been to Gibraltar, British territory. Been to the Bahamas, another realm. Been to the Republic of Costa Rica. Been to Honduras at the airport. Been to Mexico many times. Driven there. Not too hard to drive there from Louisiana. Been to Spain, the Kingdom of Spain. I liked it. They drank good coffee. They like to put a lot of milk in it, but it's good. And they love sandwiches in Spain. Let me say this: breakfast, lunch, supper. They love sandwiches, and they'll eat supper at 10 o'clock at night. You go at 10 o'clock at night let's go 10 o'clock p.m. at night, 2 hours to midnight. Hey, Juan, let's go out to eat. Tell Maria, let's go eat. I'm getting hungry. It's supper time. It's 9:49. Go out at 10 o'clock. Pack with people drinking. They drink wine. They drink beer, of course, beer, Cruz Campo, and San Miguel, Estrella, Galicia, all of that. And they drink wine, all kind of wine. Then you go to breakfast in the morning at 8. They don't get up at 6. But at 8, more sandwiches, eggs, bacon, ham. Same thing, jamon. Yeah, same thing here. But bread, good bread. And I was watching. They're eating breakfast, right? Drinking the cafe con leche. And they got a little snifter. I said, that's scotch. They're eating breakfast with the cafe con leche and the eggs, the huevos and jamon and everything. Well, you know, breakfast foods, kind of similar. And tomatoes, a lot of tomatoes. And I said, they're drinking scotch. You know, like about a 4-ounce, maybe 5-ounce snifter glass. I said, whoa, España, mucho gusto, España. All right. And the day that I was leaving Spain, the day I left Spain, I was in Spanish Africa, actually. Then I went back to Europe, and then I took a bus to the other part of Spain, and then I walked to Gibraltar. But that was the opening of the parliament. So they said the king is opening parliament today. And it was all over the news from like when I woke up in the dark, it was dark, and it was all over. You know, it was all in Spanish. I could kind of tell what they were talking about. The king is opening parliament today. Reyes, whatever, Operto or whatever, opening parliament. And they were showing all the security, helicopters, troops with, you know, rifles and machine guns everywhere. And then I was leaving, and they were saying, here he is, he's driving up, and here's the queen and Felipe the king, and oh, they're going to open parliament. And it just went on and on all day. What's the best non-alcoholic beer currently on the wagon? Says Warrior. I don't know. I don't mess with that stuff, honestly. Maybe Heineken, non-alcoholic. Maybe Heineken. So I think the price is comparable. I think I don't really, but honestly, the price is not really comparable because with this one, if you find these for the same price, you're getting a liter here. They only sell liters. So clearly you're getting 25% more. So Rayu Bao is the clear and present winner. There's no real question about this. So why would I pick Rayu? Because I get 25% more and it's the same price. It tastes no better or worse. So it's even. But I'm going to say this is the Rayu just because I think there might be a little bit more smokiness, but I'm not sure about that. But I got it. I got it. So that was that little, just that little tweak, that slightest little, like, it was just like a little pinch, like somebody pinched me and said, don't forget about that little smokiness. And I'm like, okay. All right. So a slightly better flavor, but I mean slight. Like if this is a 94 out of 100, this is a 95. Or if this is a 92, this is a 93. It's just 1 percentage point higher. But you do get 25% more product. So common sense, it's better. A better value per ounce. So we would have to assess this as Rayu winning, all things considered, and we are trying to consider all things. So yeah, Heineken to me is good. I wouldn't drink it, honestly, but it is good. So anyway, thank you. And so the next taste challenge will be the I think it's going to be the Trader Joe's mezcal. Now you might be like disoriented right now thinking Trader Joe's does not have a mezcal. Trader Joe's does have a mezcal. And it's pretty dang good. And it's from a legitimate liquor company. It's an actual distillery. It's not some kind of fake name. They make their own products, obviously, but they do a contract with Trader Joe's, and but Trader Joe's tells you on the bottle, okay, it's made by these people. You can look it up. So cheers to you, John Mallory. So yeah, that's the next one, Trader Joe's. And I say this about Trader Joe's. It's not the best mezcal you're going to get. It's not. But then, of course, I only paid what I paid. I kept the receipt because then I thought people would say I was lying. I got the receipt. $21.99. Now, go shopping for mezcal and try to find one for $21.99. That ain't going to happen. I'm talking about a full bottle. It is not bad. There's nothing negative about it. You can taste it, think about it, evaluate it, go over it. You'll never find anything bad about it. The worst thing you could say is that maybe it's a little bland. I don't believe that, but you could say that. I wouldn't object to it, but I don't really go along with that. So I think that Trader Joe's is going to really battle. It's really going to battle. And so then I've got some other ones, the 400 rabbits, bunny rabbits, 400 conejos. I've got the Jicaroo. I've got the Luminar, which is a strange mezcal made with tequila agave, Blue Weber agave, Augustifolia tequilana. I think that's how you say it. So that's kind of a weird one, but hey, it's out there. And yeah, so far, all wins. I got them all right so far. But I that's probably going to fail. I'm going to have a fail at one point. I'm not going to do like the Kansas City Chiefs and play my backups just because I don't want anybody to get hurt. I'm going to go full force. I'm going to give it an honest review. I'm not going to do an exhibition or a preseason game at the end of the season. I'm going to play it straight, and I'll give the people what they want. Because I think it's a crime in a way that people pay good money to go see a football game, and they got to go see the Denver Broncos play the so-called Kansas City Chiefs, but with their second and third string players. It's like you don't get a discount for that because it's not a real game. They're not going to win. And then some people who are dull, dim-witted will say, "Oh, look at us, Denver. We beat Kansas City. They didn't score a point. What was it? 35-0, 38-0, whatever its score was. Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant." I'm like, but that's not a real game. Okay, that's a farce. That's a fiasco. And you paid. You know what you paid for that ticket? You said, but the nachos are good, and they make damn good Bloody Marys. Yeah, but you paid all this money to go see them play uh, a pretend game. You may as well go see Mike Tyson fight against